is Amarone? The complete name of the wine is Amarone della Valpolicella. It shouldn't be confused with other styles of wine with the Valpolicella name in it. Amarone means big bitter in Italian, which is not bitter at all. Valpolicella is the name of the town in northeast Italy where it's made. So literally translated, the name means big bitter wine from Valpolicella. Amarone is a red Italian wine produced in the northeast region of Veneto. It's a black grape that makes powerful, superb, long-lived, big wines. Amarone might have typical flavors of balsamic, raisins, coffee, chocolate, leather, vanilla, and/or some cloves. It's a dried grape wine, so initially it seems a bit sweet on the attack, but it is most definitely a dry red wine with bright acidity and intense tannins. Attack means when the wine first goes into your mouth and the initial taste or sensation that you get from it. That's what we call attack. Amarone was formerly made with 3 traditional black grape varieties: Corvina, Rondinella, and Molinara. Molinara has been dropped because it can be a little bit too harshly acidic. Some producers will use Corvinone, which sounds similar to Corvina, but is a completely different grape. Corvinone is particularly well suited to dried grape wine because of its large, loose bunches. The DOC laws stipulate that up to 50% of the blend can be made with Corvinone, while 45 to 95% of Corvina is stipulated. Rondinella is the other black grape used, though it isn't the main quality component of Amarone like Corvina is. It does have a fruity cherry character and is popular as part of the Amarone blend because it also lends itself to dried grape wine because it is so resistant to fungus. 5 to 50% of Rondinella is allowed. It may also contain up to 15% of other grapes authorized by the province of Verona. Now, I've been talking about dried grape wine. So what is a dried grape wine? Well, that is made from partially complete or completely dried grapes. It can either be dry or sweet. In the case of Amarone, grapes are picked by hand to select the finest bunches that are placed in plastic crates in a large warehouse with enormous circulating fans and are temperature and humidity controlled throughout the building. Many years ago, grapes were placed on straw mats in big warehouses and left to dry naturally, but that process has been updated to prevent the botrytis mold from taking hold. After 4 months, the grapes are dried and completely raisined. The wine is fermented until yeast has consumed almost all of the sugar, leaving a dry wine that is higher in alcohol than many reds. The wine is higher in alcohol because the grape sugars have been concentrated by the drying process, and the fermentation continues longer because more sugar is available for the yeast to consume, which produces more alcohol. Stylistically, Amarone was supposed to be a sweet wine, but it was left unattended and a runaway fermentation occurred. The Italians call it fermentazione scappata. The first word means fermentation, and the second word, scappare, means to escape or to run away. The fermentation wasn't stopped, and the result was a dry wine. By law, Amarone must contain no more than 12 grams per liter of sugar. In short, the result is a longer fermentation with higher alcohol wine. By law, the alcohol content must be at least 14%, but most often will reach between 15 and 17%. Most other red wines are around 12.5% to 14%. For wines this high in alcohol, we need to have excellent flavor concentration and enough quality tannins and bright acidity. Without these components, such a high alcohol wine would be unbalanced and hot in your mouth. The producers of Amarone make this happen through the drying process, where the flavor intensity is really born. After fermentation, the wine is aged 2 years in barriques, which is small oak barrels, and another 2 years in large oak barrels, for a total of 4 years of wood aging. And upon release, The wine is ready to drink. Most Amarones can age and improve for at least another 10 years, developing even more character and flavor complexity. Amarone is a fine wine and it's never inexpensive. Quality bottles will cost around $50 and up. Many good selections can be found at $55 to $85 US. Lower priced bottles can be found, but their character doesn't usually reflect the true Amarone, and I can't suggest buying them. In our next episode, we will taste one of our favorite Amarones, and Becky will demonstrate how to prepare the perfect meal with any Amarone. Don't forget to click the subscribe button below, and you can find us on Facebook.